I have, because we've had feedback that we cannot stay on topic for the life of us. So I've got...
I don't think that's true.
I've got
Do you know
an
what
outline.
happened to me the other day?
I've got an outline. Okay, so we can stay on topic.
Yep.
So on my outline, I have start, tick.
Tick.
Then I also have, how have you been?
I have been well.
Yeah?
I've been well.
Yeah?
I've been sort of like coming out the depressive throes of winter.
Yeah.
And I've sort of, like alcohol has helped.
Alcohol's helped.
Yes. And, today could be possibly sponsored, if they want to give us any money for it, or some free beer, by Brewdog. Because today's episode is on what?
UK Huns.
UK Huns. It's on the UK.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, that sounds really good.
Oh, God, that got right on my nose. But for anyone that can't hear it, we are painfully British.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that.
Yeah. Painfully British.
That's a whole kettle of fish.
It
but,
is.
Hey.
Oh, that feels good.
Yeah. This episode is going to be about the UK.
Yep.
And we both live in Sweden.
We do.
I mean, they just need to hear my accent to know that I'm British. Like, when I tell people where I'm from, they're like, yeah, I know, but whereabouts? Like, it's so British. I think it sounds quite Cockney.
Is your response always like, I'm from the UK?
Yeah.
Okay, they know.
I'm from England. No,
Yeah.
I don't say. I don't say the UK. I say
You say England?
England. Oi.
Oh no, I'm very different. I don't say England. I hate that.
Why?
I don't know. It just has like connotations. I find.
Well,
It's fine. People are different. It's sort of, like,
they all come in different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
I myself am English.
I say British. Oh.
It sounds a bit posher. No, quite posh.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. You see, I wouldn't say no, I am quite posh.
I've got here chit chat, so I'm
Yes.
allowing chit chat.
You're allowing chit chat.
And then also, how was Berlin? Because we went to Berlin.
We did go to Berlin. We had
Okay.
an amazing time. Yes. So,
I nearly missed the flight.
yes.
Never done that before in my life.
Really?
Nope.
That surprises me.
I got on the flight though.
So Rico, Dan and I all arrived at the central station and we were all waiting for Calum.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 trains go by. And there was a moment where we were like, Rico's going to miss his flight. So we all left and we went. And like we're texting throughout, going like, we're going for security. Where are you? This, that, the other. And then the plot thickens. Because it turns out that you went out with your friend Eleanor.
Yeah.
And you and Eleanor are famous for when you two get together.
Having a big one.
Yeah, it's always a big one. So we were
Yeah.
like there panicking, and
No.
I was texting your boyfriend, Rico was texting Eleanor,
Yeah.
and then Eleanor was like, "No, we finished at 10." Like,
No, we finished at 7.
7. That was it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
2 beers, 3
Yeah.
beers.
Exactly. And we were like, "Oh God," And then Dan was like, "Well, now I'm worried. Now I think he might be in a ditch."
No.
And we were like, "They're going like, no, he's probably overslept. It's okay." And then I bombarded you with like 20 messages when you had like 75 minutes to make your flight.
No.
We got through to you. All I heard was like, "Hi."
I was asleep.
I know. And then
My
you were
phone was
like,
on silent.
I've just woken up. It was like, why is your phone on silent?
But to my credit, I went home a decent hour. I did a load of laundry. I packed my bag. I had everything ready to go. So I just literally had to wake up, get a cab,
And
get
that
to
was
the
your
airport.
problem. You didn't wake up. And you were supposed to meet us at the train station.
And that is where I fucked up. Yeah.
So then like Calum you go on this like whole thing where you're like, I'm in a cab. It was hilarious because when you picked up and I went, "Get here now," I put the phone down and Dan just went, "Well, now I'm upset. Now I'm angry."
Yeah.
Because he was just having a sleep. And I'm just like there going like, it's better that he was asleep and not dead in a ditch. He's like, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah.
But, and it was just so...
I got there on the way. The taxi driver was really helpful. He just like sped down the motorway or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
He then told me I had wonderful style, and I was like, "Thank you, but not right now. Please leave a review. I would like to read it later." Ran through the airport. It was like something out of a film.
You didn't run through the airport.
No, I was wearing my nice shoes.
Yeah.
So
Like, he saunters up, and this is like, they've already started boarding the flight,
Yeah.
and we're at the gate, and he saunters up, and then he goes, "I'm gonna get a Coke." I looked at Dan, and he just went, "Is this bitch for real?"
I'm gonna get a can of Coke.
He comes back, sees that they're still boarding, like, what was it, A group and your C group.
Yeah.
At which point he's like, "I'm gonna go for a fag."
Gonna go for a fag.
And Dan, no word of a lie, literally just like looked at me, and he just went, "I'm getting on the flight."
Yeah, to be honest though, it just gets funny after a while. Annoying Dan is so easy.
It is.
And it is a pleasure. I sent a text like, guys, I think I might catch up on my sleep. I'm still a bit tired, and I just knew it would annoy him. So happy that I got to do that.
It really did annoy him. It was quite funny.
Yeah, well,
And yeah, so you made the flight, and we went to Berlin. Why did we go to Berlin?
we went to go see Kim Petras.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing concert.
Yeah, she was good.
She was really good.
It was literally a gay bar. It was just gay men. Berlin gays as well. They're on a different level.
They are.
They're just gay men and fag hags. I was in my cute little 70s look. I looked great.
What was I wearing? I felt quite cute.
You went through Berlin like goth leather trench
Yeah.
coat.
Yeah. That was... Yeah.
You really went for it, babe.
I felt like it was a mixture of The Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like it was in The Matrix.
And then, ta-da!
Yes. So for those of us who haven't noticed, we are now in a new studio. So it's Tandem Studio and my editing room. We talked a lot about editing on the last episode. So yeah, it's a dual space, and I quite like it.
Throw up a picture.
We all do.
Good.
Yeah. So
that's life updates. Where's my...
Well, no, it isn't, because you haven't told me about your life.
Yeah, I was going to wait. When are you going to ask me?
Yeah. So
I've been great. No, just kidding. I've not. I've been in the throes of seasonal depression. The sun has finally come out, so I'm feeling a little bit better.
Yeah.
Started a new job.
the
Not a new
work has
job.
been a bit mental for you.
Yeah. I mean, it always is this kind of time of year. But I started a new team. I'll be designing shirts, men's shirts. So I'm sporting a men's shirt today.
I love it.
So that'll be exciting.
Did you steal that from the office?
No. It's steal. I take it to the sample room and pay for it.
Of course.
Like a lady.
Yeah. How's it going with the boy? You
Great.
guys have decided possibly to...
I'm going to be moving in with him, so that'll be good. My little Babesica. That's my little nickname for him.
Little
for each
Bubsica.
other. Babesica.
Bibsica.
I thought it was Serbian for so long, and then he was like, no, it's just my invention.
Oh.
It's not even a word. My Babesica.
You've been saying it to random Serbs, haven't you?
No. You'll fucking kill me. Oh, Babesica.
He won't kill you. He's obsessed with you.
Yeah, he is obsessed
Yeah.
with me. You go, Babesica, you're the best. Fuck the rest. And then he replies, 100%.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, so UK. We've said this before. This episode's going to be about the UK.
It
You
is
and
going to be
I
about the UK.
are both born and bred.
Yep.
You've been bred a lot.
Not enough, I would say.
Especially you.
Hang on a sec.
In the UK.
If we're talking about track record here, I'm going to tangent. I don't care about this. I'm going to tangent. If we're talking about, me versus you,
Yeah.
I would say I'm still in the pilot episode. I would definitely say you're sort of like on the third spin-off.
Excuse me, I've just told you. I'm an happily married woman. I'm about to move in with a fella. You don't need to know about that. I'm Babesica. Okay? Yeah.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Come at me.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Born and bred in the UK.
Born and bred in the UK.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm from Nottingham.
I'm from Milton Keynes.
Nottingham.
Yeah.
Milton Keynes. Okay. Tell me about Milton Keynes. But you've moved around a bit, right?
No. Pretty
thought
much.
you have.
No, sort of like, I was... so I was in the same house until my mum passed away and we sold the house.
Oh, okay.
But I did obviously sort of like, so I'm from Milton Keynes. I went to university in Coventry.
Okay.
I lived a little bit, I moved to London.
Yeah.
Um, Amersham first, so which is technically not London,
What's
but
Amersham? Is that where Bryony lives? Bryony's my
she's
friend.
yeah.
She says she's from London, but really she's from
Aylesbury. No, not Aylesbury. She's from sort of like
like
Chorleywood, Rickmansworth, that area.
Zone 6, like butt fuck
Like
nowhere.
zone 9, 8. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not London.
It's not London. It's not
Is
London.
that where you say you live near her then?
That is
Is that
so
Amersham?
it's near Amersham. So Amersham is zone 9 as the end of the right and then you go through like zone 8 and zone 7 as you're going through Rickmansworth and Chorleywood.
Yeah.
Basically, the reason I was there was because I was working on Escape to the Country.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if anyone doesn't know, when we say zones, London's split up into zones.
Yeah.
And the further you go out, the higher the number of zones.
And the more expensive it is to get into the centre.
The more expensive it is to get into the centre, but the cheaper your house is. So,
Apart from this one area.
which one?
So, like, Amersham, Gerrards Cross, Beaconsfield, all those sort of places. It's an area of South Buckinghamshire called the Golden Triangle.
Buckinghamshire.
Yeah.
That sounds posh.
Well, Milton Keynes is Buckinghamshire.
Is it?
It is, yeah. I know, they call us the council estate. And I'm just sitting there going, like, it's not, but, and it's like, and that's kind of offensive.
Do you remember when we first met and I was like, the best thing about Milton Keynes is the National Express stop? You were like,
I'm actually going via a National Express this weekend for Easter.
there you go, yeah.
Yeah, so I will be seeing that bus. I will be seeing that bus depot, as it is. And the
Yeah.
reason I'm going is because the UK is on strike. Yeah. So.
To be honest, it was about time we striked about something. What are they striking about now? If it was
Um,
the French, they would
Yeah.
they set fire to the whole country by
I
now.
know. I tell you what. If no. We said we weren't going to do this. We were going to do politics at the end.
Yes. I have an outline.
Yes, we have
Let
an
me take you
outline.
back to the outline.
We've gone off topic.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you're from Milton Keynes.
I'm from Milton Keynes, and you're from Nottingham. Tell me.
I
about
am from. Okay, so when I explain where I'm from,
Sorry.
I say Nottingham.
Nottingham.
The way Americans would say it.
Why do you say it like that?
Because that's how people can, because that's how it's written.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're from Nottingham, you would say Nottingham. Anyway, Nottingham's a weird place, right? So we're going to get into this. Do you
Yeah.
identify as southern or northern? In my heart, I feel more northern than southern.
Mm-hmm.
But Nottingham is in the middle of England.
Yeah, it's technically Midlands.
Yeah, it's the East Midlands.
Mm-hmm.
So I was born and raised in Nottingham.
Isn't that where East Midlands Airport is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get a bus there.
Yeah.
A little £3.50 bus to get to the airport. Love that.
Oh, that's good.
But it only does like Benidorm or Ibiza flights.
Yeah.
So it's not really like I'm not flying there when I go home.
Yeah, this friend used to get us cheap perfume because he knew someone who, ransacked the storage room.
See, this is very Nottingham, and this leans into what I'm about to say. Nottingham culturally is very northern. Back of a lorry kind of vibe.
As a southerner, I am treading so... As a southerner who is marrying a northern, I am treading so... As a southerner who has a fiance who's a Scouser, I am treading so carefully right now.
No, that's... See, like, that you can't get more northern than that. We are getting some perfume that's, like, been nicked from an airport, duty-free. Perfect. That's Nottingham.
Yeah.
Nottingham's very, very working class.
Yeah.
Like, it just is. And like one of my friends, he went uni there because it has two big unis. So a lot of it's quite transient it is when it comes to the students.
Mm-hmm.
But on the outskirts, he just like Nottingham is so ratchet. Like, it's just very, I don't know. It has a personality.
Yeah.
And that personality is nicking perfume off the back of a lorry and selling it you in the pub for a £5.
Oh, I love that. I do quite love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I was growing up, it was quite rough.
It's got a nice fountain.
Nowadays, it's it's getting really cultural.
Yeah.
Like it's turning into a bit of a cultural capital. Because all of the students, they stay and then they start like businesses and things like that. And a lot of like my family and family friends and stuff get into like more of like the cooler side, especially in Hockley. So that's
Okay.
pretty good.
That's quite cool.
And it also has more bars and restaurants per square mile than any other city. So it's very like walkable on a night out.
Okay, that's quite nice.
And apparently, since the Roman times, this area of England has been known as being really, really slutty and really, really drunk. And who am I to defy tradition, okay?
So you're from Nottingham, identify as Northern. I'm
Here.
from Milton Keynes, I identify as Southern.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would say about Milton Keynes. I know we're famous for having a lot of roundabouts.
Yeah.
We even have a calendar with all of the roundabouts in it.
Okay.
It's quite, we're on our, 30th edition, and we still haven't finished the roundabouts.
Nice.
So there's a lot.
National Express.
National Express. We're famous for concrete cows. It was an art installation in the 80s of concrete cows, so that's a big thing.
Okay.
The most mutually hated football team on the face of the planet, MK
Really?
Dons. Yeah. We're not that far away from each other.
When
are
I'm
we?
on the National Express, I stop in Milton Keynes on the way to Nottingham.
Is this your geography? Your geography is literally sort of like dictated by where
Where National Express goes.
National Express
Not
goes.
anymore, because I can afford to get a train. But, like, when I was a student.
So she knows of Cheddington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheddington. No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, was she on season 5?
No, but she's gorgeous.
So what's special about Milton Keynes? Are you guys sluts?
No, it's quite dry on that aspect,
Really?
I find. Like, we do have one gay bar called Pink Punters.
Pink
And
Punters.
it's like a old Tudor building. And this old Tudor building is like being extended out every which way, into the basement up top, like this or like, so there's 1,000,001 rooms.
Yeah.
There's a diner at the front. My favourite is like the trashy level, because the DJ on the trashy level is just hilarious, because he's just there going like, so what do you faggots want this time? Oh, look, Britney. Original. Fucking basic bitches. And then he plays it. And like literally he does that. And we're just all sitting there going like, I'm just living for it. And he's just like, I want fucking Madonna. It was like, haven't you guys got a brain cell between you? Something a bit different, a bit out there? No. We're following it by Lady Gaga.
No.
I fucking hate my life. And I'm just sitting there going, I love it. I love that vibe.
I love one of them old queens.
Yeah. Well, this guy's like 18.
What?
He's like a twink. It's like a twink.
Oh, no, I don't like him.
I love it.
No.
I love it.
No, if he was like I don't know, 40-something, 50-something, 60-something.
Well, he might be. He might have just
that.
been doing a lot. He might have, been touched by an angel.
Yeah.
Like our friend Alex, who always
I was
goes.
just about to say, Alex.
Yeah.
You could be 50 and no one would know.
Exactly. He's saying like, I've been touched by an angel, so I know you've been bukakied by angels. Work.
Yeah. Okay, back on track.
Back on
We're
track,
gonna.
back on track.
I'm gonna stop this. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you're from Milton Keynes. You identify as Southern,
Yes.
and that's unfortunate. I identify as Northern, but really I'm from the Midlands.
Yep. But we won't hold it against you.
That's fine. It's all right. I've already stole your wallet. Yeah. So, my entire family still live in Nottingham.
Okay.
Like my cousin might have moved up to Mansfield, but that's literally Nottinghamshire.
Okay.
So they live in literally 20 minutes from each other.
Nice.
And then I fucked off to Sweden. So
Oh, so you're the dark horse of the family that
Yeah.
left.
exactly.
Yeah.
But like we'll talk about families now. That's on the outline. But my dad's Scottish,
Okay.
and my mum's English. But I am quarter Scottish, quarter Welsh on my
Okay.
dad's side, and then quarter English, and then quarter Irish on my mum's side.
Yeah.
So I am those British Isles.
You are the British Isles.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
quite, you've got, a foot in each corner.
It's nice and even.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't get an Irish passport.
Why?
Because my grandma, she called herself Irish, which she was technically
Oh,
born
no.
in England. But,
Yeah.
so she didn't, and then her parents didn't bother to get her an Irish passport.
Okay. Well, that's still better than
Like
me.
the 40s.
Yeah, I sort of like, I have issues when it comes to that because, for example, the only other passport I could get is Indian.
Yeah,
And this freaks a lot of people out when I say this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's where you come out as Indian.
Here's where I come out as. So I'm part Anglo-Indian. My mum was, the technical term is British born in India. But somewhere down the line, someone was Indian. So, like, and we've tried to find out who it is, and we just, like, no one talked about it. We think it's a relative called Edna Brady, which is a very Irish name.
Okay.
So, no one actually knows. My mum has sort of like an olive skin tone, sort of like, Mediterraneanized skin tone, I would say. And then my uncle looks Indian. My aunt is Malaysian Chinese. So my cousins are
Like married into, right?
yeah married
Yeah,
into.
yeah.
So my cousins are sort of like mixture of India and China.
Yeah.
And I came out, so you can imagine like family photos
Yeah.
where there's like everyone, and then there's just me.
And you are white.
I am white.
Yeah, you're not just white. You're
I am like
white.
ghostly white. And it's sort of, so I feel like I've picked up all of the recessive genes.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that I can handle hot food like no other person I know.
It's kind of disturbing.
I love
I've
it.
seen you like almost drink like
Chili oil.
Yeah. I like hot food, but you're like
Next level. It's all like, when people order a vindaloo, I'm sitting there going like, is this going to be a good occasion or is this going to be a bad occasion? Everyone else is sitting there going like, this stings. I'm sitting there just going like, didn't bake a sweat.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, because you grew up with a lot of different types of food, then.
I grew up with, like food in my
Yeah.
family is such an important thing.
Yeah.
It's, the best way of describing it is it's community.
Yeah.
It's, you have someone who enters a kitchen and just like pours their heart and soul and love into this meal in order to create something that is like life-giving. And you sort of like all sit around and you eat this food and you just sort of like meld into each other, and it becomes like a community thing. And that's something I grew up with.
Yeah.
And it was very important. There was a lot of food.
Yeah.
Like, this is the reasons I was fat. So you had my
Yeah.
fat because I ate too much and didn't exercise enough. But
You're curvy, and you should
yeah,
love it.
I do love it. I do
Yeah.
love it. But like,
So do
literally,
I.
my oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I'll pay you later. But no, because it's like my aunt would always sit there and just go like, oh, we can't just, put that little amount in a Tupperware. So she would just be like there going like, oh no, it fell. And it fell into my plate. And my nan would, I'd wolf my food down. And my nan would, because my nan had dementia. So she'd look and she'd think the family had forgotten to. So she would suddenly like pick it off her plate and just be like,
Yeah.
and like spoon feed me. And I was like, it was so sweet. It was lovely. Oh.
See, I mean, when we're talking about the UK, we're talking about the food as well.
Yes.
Like, this is not part of the outline, but I'm gonna go with it.
Oh, okay. We're allowed to divergence one here and
Because
there.
we talked about your family's food. My
Yes.
family's food was painfully British. So we're talking beans on toast, right? We're talking Iceland. Throw it in the oven, be done with it. We're talking shepherd's pie. What is that? It's mashed potato and minced meat. It's corned beef hash. Have you ever heard of this?
I have heard of it. I've never experienced it.
So it was my sister's
I
favourite.
sound really posh right now, don't I?
But it was my sister's favourite.
Okay.
And the thing about it is, my mum liked doing it 'cause she could make a job lot. So it's mashed potato, corned beef, mashed together, and then just a fuck ton of cheese on top.
What is corned beef?
Okay, now you're sounding southern.
I mean, I've seen the jar. I've seen the tin.
It's beef in a tin. I guess there's corn in there. Like, I don't know. It's almost, it has the consistency of like really dry dog food. Like,
You're selling it.
yeah.
Selling it. I want
With
it.
mashed potato.
With mashed potatoes.
Okay, and then
Okay.
a fuck ton of cheddar, like the red cheddar as well.
Okay.
And then tomato sauce. And then that's what we would have. My mum, bless her, she tried her best. But
Okay.
like when you think of English food, like
I don't like English food. I'm gonna be brutal on this. I'm very, like, I grew up with Indian food and I grew
Yeah,
up
yeah,
with
yeah.
Chinese food. So sort of
Yeah.
like whenever, because my mum she made shepherd's pie. She
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to get him into English food. And I was just like there going like, curry?
There's nothing to a shepherd's pie. There is no flavour. I mean, there's like peas and the carrots and shit. Essentially, dear listeners, shepherd's pie is like mincemeat with like frozen vegetables in there as well. Some sort of form of like gravy almost, and then just mashed potato shoved on top, and then you bake it. That's a shepherd's pie.
Mm.
It's so bland. There is nothing to it. So when people think of English food, they think of that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And they are right in saying it's shit. But I will not, like, a roast dinner is still, for me, fantastic.
I do love a roast dinner.
Yeah.
I do love a... I'm vegan.
Yeah, so what do you have?
So... So my roast
Roast
is
mushroom?
slightly different. Yeah, like you can roast a cauliflower.
Yeah.
Or I do oh no. So like Christmas ages ago, I was watching the avant-garde vegan, who's like a chef.
Okay.
And he basically taught me how to make this like stuffing Satan wrap.
Okay.
Like this, like this. You literally make a roast yourself,
Ah.
and it was wrapped in fake bacon. He teaches you how to make the fake bacon as well. So there was this whole thing, and it was like and do you know what? That was great.
Yeah.
That was great. And anyone who sort of like just gonna say this now, anyone who's sitting there going like, yeah, go to the gym, I'm gonna have some chicken. This was 80% protein.
Ah.
Satan is 80% protein. I mean, if you're gluten intolerant, it would kill you.
That's gonna fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like pure gluten.
Yeah.
But it's really good if you're going to the gym.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, obviously, I wasn't going to the gym, so it kind of just, just like sat there. But
it's Christmas Day.
it was Christmas Day.
Yeah. South-North divide.
Do we want to elaborate on that? Do you think the South-North divide exists?
Yes, because I call anyone from the South posh.
Yeah.
But
But not all Southerners are posh.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah. And I mean,
I've been to Bristol.
Yeah. Bristol's quite posh.
No, it's not.
It is.
I don't think it
I was going to say like Hastings or like...
What the fuck is Hastings?
I don't know. It's
I
near,
immediately went to the Battle of Hastings.
it's near, well, I mean, I think the Battle of Hastings was in Hastings.
Yeah.
But like it's near Bognor Regis. It's sort of like, it's like East Sussex. Where Charlotte's from, but not the posh part.
Same posh.
Yeah.
I do think there is a divide. I don't know where it starts, but then also like Birmingham, is that southern or northern?
No,
It's
that's
Midlands.
Midlands.
But where is the line?
I would call that northern if you had to divide it between the two.
Mm.
But then Birmingham's one of those places where neither of us really want it.
I went uni there, and I don't want to go back.
I went to university in Coventry, so like Birmingham was like the mecca of all holy society to us.
No. No. There's something about those people, man. Like, they just want to have an argument with me. Like,
What you saying? What you saying?
anyway, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm going to have angry letters from Brummies as well.
We're going to get angry letters from
I've
Rummies.
pissed off the Scouts. I've pissed off Brummies.
Is there anyone else you want to hit?
The South-North
Let's piss off the
divide.
Southerners. Go on then. Hit me with the Southern tea.
Hit me with your best shot. The North-South divide. Where does the North-South divide actually... Where do you consider it?
Okay, so for me it's the Watford Gap. Anything north of the Watford Gap, which is not Watford.
Okay.
It is a place called Watford Gap. It's a service station, and it is just south of Coventry. So Coventry is just teetering into the north. That technically means that Northampton is southern, which is completely fine because it is still quite like
Culturally, Northampton's quite southern.
yeah, the accent changes a little bit, but there's like little weird bits to it where it goes like what do they say? It's like instead of I can't, it's I can.
I can't.
It's like I can't.
Can't.
And you're just like there going like
Do you say laughter?
laughter.
Laughter.
But
Do you
then
say bath?
I say Bath.
Bath.
But then, Milton Keynes is a very unique place because you have London overspill. So half the city is London overspill. and then half the city is like Milton Keynes. So they have a bit more of a
What's London
country,
overspill?
like people who lived in London that wanted to move out.
But still commute to work.
So, well, no, you don't even have to commute to work. It's just you were born in London and then moved out. So it was like when London became too expensive to live, there's like periods where there's exoduses out of London. It actually only just became a city like 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, it's been recent. It was recent. We've always tried. But like, no, now
Finally
we're
got there.
finally got there. We're now a
Yeah.
city.
It's just like a conglomerate of roundabouts before that.
Yeah. I picked up toothpaste from the Tesco Extra in Peckham Queens Road. Do you know how much this toothpaste was?
How much?
£6.
What kind of, was it just Colgate?
No, well, Sensodyne. But,
Fuck
but
off.
I have sensitive. I have sensitive teeth. I need it.
I bought expensive toothpaste, and can you believe it was expensive?
Behave yourself, Colgate. You're not having Tesco's own, my friend.
Obviously, I wish I have shit toothpaste. No. I will say, though, Nottingham has got fucking terrible roads.
Has it?
The council just does not give a fuck.
That's really bad.
Yeah. Like, especially if you want to cycle in Nottingham.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I mean,
There's just potholes everywhere.
can you cycle in Nottingham?
It's not, they're not used to it. Like,
No.
people in a car and stuff.
feel
They'll
like-
run you down.
Yeah, and I feel like the trams are like, they're like purposely trying to, if they could move wherever they wanted to, they would be trying to knock you off.
It's not the trams, because they can only go on the tram line. It's the fucking people in the cars that have got it for you. They're just not used to it. They don't know how to, like, or whatever.
They don't like it.
But cycling in London, I used to do that a lot.
Yeah,
Loved
it's fine.
Yeah. Because it's so, like, busy that actually the traffic doesn't go that fast, really, ever. So, and there's just quite a lot of cycle lanes.
Yeah.
They do just randomly stop based on the borough you're in, though.
They do. Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, no, I love all the cycle. Yeah, you're right. The cycle lanes do stop. They do. I've been there in times where I've just been like, great, where do I go? And then you're suddenly into traffic, just going, like, oh my god. Yeah. And the amount of times I've had to sort of like go slightly further out of a junction and then look back and make eye contact and wave at the lorry just to go like, I can see you. Don't run me over. And he's there going like, yeah, I know you're there. I know you're there. But then, it's all like, it's always that moment where I'm like, cycling as fast as I can. And he's there going like, oh, I'm going to get you.
I'm going to get you. Okay,
so
the
next on the
south
list.
north divide,
Yes.
families, we've done that.
So what did we decide on the north south divide? It exists.
It exists, and for me, it's not like a straight line like that.
No.
It's not like you can slap a line through the UK
No.
on a horizontal way. It's more like that for me. And I think it's like Leicester
Oh,
going up here.
do you count Cornwall as north?
No, so I would go, where it kicks in, and
Yeah.
then Wales is here, and then Cornwall's there. I
Yeah.
would carry on going from there. I think it's Bristol there, right? No, it's Swansea.
Yeah. No,
No.
Swansea's in Wales. And Wales is Wales.
Wales is Wales.
We don't want to offend Wales.
No.
No.
Ah, fuck it. I've already pissed off the rest of them. Northampton is southern. Would you consider Warwick southern?
Is Warwick south of the Watford Gap?
Watford Gap.
Yeah.
So I've got Birmingham just above Warwick, and then Leicester.
I would say Warwick is... So we're not using the Midland term. We're doing the north-south divide without the Midlands, aren't we?
Yeah, Midlands
I
doesn't
would say
count.
Warwick is north
Warwick is not
to me. But it is very posh. But there are posh places in the north as well.
Yeah. Posh Northerners.
Clitheroe.
Posh
Chester.
Posh Geordies are really fucking posh.
Where did posh Geordies come from?
Newcastle.
Oh, well, they're still
Well,
Newcastle.
like close. The closer you get to the border, the posher you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as you pass the border, you just become Scottish.
What about Carlisle?
I can say that my dad's Scottish. Carlisle, pretty posh.
Is
pretty
Carlisle posh? Okay.
Yeah. All of that. But then the closer you get to Newcastle, the more,
Yeah.
That's the Geordies on the list. So for me,
So if
I don't know
you
if this
disagree
will-
with anything that we've talked about,
please write us a letter.
please write us a letter.
Tweet us. We'd like the
Yes.
engagement.
Yes, it's a voice note at gmail.com.
If you could see, I would say
Careful of the mic.
the north starts from this little bit here and it goes along towards Gloucester. Now,
Okay.
Gloucester is controversial
Yeah.
because Hertfordshire, that's also pretty. I don't know. But it's hard to say.
It's hard to say. It is hard to say.
But you're Southern. That's all
I
I
am
know.
Southern. I am Southern. I'm fully okay with being Southern. There was a moment where my stepsister turned to me and I was sort of saying, Dan says I'm posh. And she went, well, you are posh. And I sort of looked at her and she just went, I fully know that I'm posh.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm aware of who I am.
Have you ever watched Catherine Tate's show? I'm asking the listeners that. I know you have. But when I think of posh people, I think of Catherine Tate's middle-class mum.
Stop! It's the eggs. They're not organic.
Please look up on YouTube. Catherine
Tate.
Tate, middle-class mum.
Middle-class mum.
Oh, God. That's when I think of Southerners, I think of that.
Oh, dear children, we appear to have entered Tottenham.
Which to me is pretty posh.
Yeah. It's not.
Tottenham.
It's not.
People from Tottenham say Nottingham.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we've established that I don't know where the northern southern divide starts.
We've
so,
established that.
Yeah. So
No.
when you think of home, what do you think of?
So for me, the UK is
No politics yet. We're saving that for later.
no politics. So for me, I like to think of the UK as, if I'm honest, I don't think of the UK. I think of London.
You think of London.
I think of the ideals of London. I think of, it's like a big melting pot of everything is happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's great. And there's like people from everywhere. Do you know what I miss?
It's a
Do you know
big
what-
ass city.
It is a big ass city, but do you know what I miss? And even in Milton Keynes, do you know what I get? One of the things I think is really hard to find here is African food.
I mean, they have like
You can get
Eritrean food.
Eritrean, and you can get Ethiopian,
Somali,
you can get Somalian.
like
But
East
like,
African.
there's certain things. There was a place in London I used to love called Chopped, and it was like chopped like a Ghanaian.
Mm.
And it was just incredible. I got this like stew that was just, I can smell it now. I got this spinach stew with like a million Scotch bonnets in
Yeah.
it. And it wasn't that hot actually. It was
That
just
shit
like,
will cure a
but the
cold.
flavour was just there.
Yeah.
And it was like with jollof rice. I actually typed in jollof rice here.
Mm.
Can't find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's those sort of things I miss. I miss the multiculturalism of the UK.
Yeah.
I think it's, painfully diverse and all the better for it.
Yeah. Do you know what? Just to segue again, but Berlin, I was very much impressed with like the amount of restaurants there
Yeah.
and like the different kind of restaurants there as well. We'd
Oh,
just
it was
be walking
great.
up the street in Kreuzberg.
Not to shit on Stockholm, but, I always sit there and go like, proper capital city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, when it comes to like restaurants and stuff.
Well, no, I did go
It's
to a
quite
really good
homogenous.
restaurant here
Yeah.
this weekend called Ricordi in Kunstgården.
Oh, yeah.
That was really good because literally, like, it was very Italian. I sort of went, oh, I'm vegan. And he went, why did you come to an Italian restaurant? And he said,
I
I
mean-
I can do things for you. I'm just judging your choices. And I was sitting there going, like, I actually appreciate this.
I mean, what's more Italian than a rude waiter? That's pretty Italian.
It is pretty Italian.
So we can put Italians on the list.
So, yeah. So for me, the UK is home.
I wouldn't say people are nice.
No,
I would say they're friendlier,
yeah.
definitely.
Every time you enter
If
a
we-
pub that's a new pub and like there's like locals in it, they look at you and they go,
We're comparing to Sweden, right? Because
Yeah.
we live in Sweden.
Yes.
So, I would say, yeah, people are friendlier. They're more open to talk to you. There's a catch-22 there, I find.
There is.
They're more open to talk to you, so they're more open to have a go at you as well. And have a go at you basically means just like complaining,
Yeah.
like to you.
Yeah.
Whereas in Sweden, people just kind of let you do your own thing a lot more. So that's the catch-22. If you're into that or not.
yeah.
I personally don't want to have an argument all day long. But I will say, Southerners will have a go at you a lot more than. Oh no, that's a lie. Northerners will have a go at you a lot
Yeah,
more.
I was just going to sit there and say, what?
Southerners will be a lot more passive aggressive.
Southern-
Northerners are just aggressive.
We are passive aggressive. We see it as like we're trying to say it in the kindest way possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, if you're sort of like sitting there going like, I think this, and we think you're wrong, we sit there and say, maybe there are different ways of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whereas,
which is like a red flag to you people, isn't it?
well, I would just say, well, you're fucking wrong. I mean, I don't want to have an argument with people, but well, that's wrong. Like,
Don't want to have an argument with people, but I will.
I don't want to have an argument, but I will instigate one. So when I think of the UK, I think of British humour.
Mm-hmm.
That really sticks out. British sarcasm.
Yeah.
Dark humour. My friends that aren't British would say it's hard to know whether you're being serious or not. So that's very English.
But they just got to
British.
fucking learn. I'm sorry.
They just gotta fucking learn.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna get myself into trouble. Shit food, which I love.
Yep, shit
The
food.
pub, we have a really you don't really notice it until you move or go other places, but we have like a big strong pub culture.
Yes, we
Where
do.
it's like, do you want to go to the pub? And it's usually like one or two go home. It's never like a big thing.
Yeah.
And it's not months in advance. It's like, yeah, give me 45 minutes.
And we're like, there's always that guy who props up the pub, who props up the bar.
Yeah.
There's always a guy propped up against the bar, just sort of like sitting there. He's there every day, and he's living his best life. That's where his social circle is. Yeah.
Alcoholism, so that's definitely one.
Alcoholism is a problem in the UK.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. But then I think, a healthy way to deal with it is not to get rid of all alcohol.
No.
From a British perspective.
Yeah.
Like, that was a key difference. Sort of like bag of chips when she was talking about alcoholism. She was talking to Americans, and they were like, oh. And she sat there and she went, I mean, I didn't go crazy and, like, get rid of all alcohol.
Yeah.
I just cut it down to, like, 5 a day.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there just going, like, that's the most British response I have ever heard. Where it's just, like, there going, like, no, I'll address it, but I'm not getting rid of all alcohol.
Uncle Gary's rant about politics.
Uncle Gary's rant about politics.
And this is a new segment.
This is a new segment. It is for the UK episode. And actually, no, we'll do one on the Swedish episode as well. Because I can bitch about Swedish politics as well.
Okay.
So I am, for those of us who don't know, so a gay Karen is a Gary.
Yeah.
If you are Gary and you are gay and you are offended by this, I don't give a fuck.
It's not that you shouldn't be offended. You should really join in on
I
it.
should just really just embrace my Garyisms.
So we have two segments. One's going to be way too fucking long, and that's Uncle Gary's rant about politics.
It is.
And then we have Cousin Calum's complete ignorance of politics, and that will probably be about
Nice.
all of 5 seconds.
Well, I tell you what, I will try to do mine we're just at the hour mark. I will try to do mine in 2 minutes or less.
Yeah.
So my rant on politics is we have now lived under a Tory government for since 2010. It's been 14 years. And under that government, we have seen a massive amount of poverty. We've seen the rich-poor divide has gone exponentially more polarised. We have witnessed the rise of Boris Johnson, who is an idiot, Suella Braverman and Priti Patel. My mum and my family, under what they want, would not be allowed into the country.
Yeah.
And I just find that a shame. I feel like that's stamping on everything that stands to be British, which is welcoming, wondrous. Like, it's a really nice place if people just give a shit about each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are places where people do that. Like Liverpool, people give a shit about each other.
In the north, baby.
In the north, yeah, there's a real community spirit. And you know what? I love that. And the reason they have that community spirit is because that's an area of the UK that's been shat on time and time again, completely fucked over. And I love that they've sort of, risen like a phoenix rising out of the ashes. Another phoenix rising out of the ashes, Coventry.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently.
Coventry's more of a pigeon. It's very grey. The ones with with no toes. I've seen some stuff, So we can add Coventry to the list.
Another place that hates us.
This list is getting really long. Wales.
Ding.
Geordies.
Ding.
Scouse.
Ding. Coventry. Ding.
Coventry.
Birmingham. Ding.
Birmingham.
The
Fucking
South.
Manchester as well. I hate them.
Manchester. Ding.
Yeah.
The South.
They're
Ding.
annoying as
the
well.
North. Ding. Geordies.
Just the 20 minutes around my family. That's what.
Yeah. That's all we'll have. That's the episode. Have we segued into Cousin Callum's lack of
Complete ignorance of politics.
Yeah.
I just think they're all arseholes. And we've had heated discussions about this.
Yep.
I don't think it's in the human nature to have power. And I think if you're the type of person to want to be in power, then you have a certain amount of qualities which make you a dickhead.
Yeah.
And they all end up in the fucking Westminster. So
Yeah.
I just don't like any of them. Like, I don't...
I mean, there's sort of like, like I would say I'm quite a Corbynite. I really liked Jeremy Corbyn.
Yeah.
I feel like he stood for a lot of things. Like, he sort of like was the one who sat there and said, no, I want to rerun the Brexit referendum. Now that we know the deal we could get, I want to rerun the Brexit referendum. And I understand why he didn't win, because there was no appetite for another referendum. But it was the fair, right thing to do. And that's what killed it. And that's what cost him the election.
I mean... People, the media really went for him though, didn't they?
Oh yeah, I cannot stand that. I really cannot stand that. Like, the shit shows. My best advice to anyone in the UK is watch a lot, experience a lot, fact check everything. Fact check everything. Literally everything. Uncle Gary says fact check, because you know what? The Express lies, the Mail lies.
Yeah.
The Telegraph lies, but in a sophisticated way, apparently.
They're all fucking liars.
Yeah. And, like The Guardian isn't that much better. Like, you need to get news from absolutely everywhere, from TikTok to the BBC and everywhere in between.
My advice to you, Cousin Callum's advice to you...
Cousin Callum's advice?
...is look at none of it. Just look at memes. Get your media... information from either Gemma Collins or your friends, and just have a nice life.
Okay, I'll agree to disagree.
Solid advice.
Just listen to me. Vote whatever colour you want.
Gemma Collins memes.
Yeah. Claustrophobic, Darren.
Claustrophobic, Darren.
I don't want to play games anymore.
No, but I mean, like, the thing about, like, Boris Johnson, he was funny as, like, the mayor.
Yeah.
Like, him
Stuck
and
on a
that.
zip line, he was fine.
Yeah, like, that's just comical. It kind
Yeah.
of leans into, like, British
But in a
eccentrics,
position of
nut jobs.
power.
But it just got out of hand. Like, that was just... Do you remember... Have you seen that meme? And I think it's someone from, like, the West Country. It's like... Oh, not another one! And they're talking... It's, like, this specific moment in time where it was just the Brexit vote.
Yeah.
An election.
Yeah.
Another election.
Yeah.
Like, it was just non-fucking stop.
I can't. Like, how many... we had a prime minister that was outlived by a lettuce.
I mean, that's the thing. You say the country is managed by idiots, but that's because it's full of fucking idiots. Ding, 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 ding. Like, I mean, I'm joking, like, about ignorance about politics and stuff. Like, I'm not completely ignorant. And I do vote and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what? My friend, he's from Japan. And he said to me one day, his island people are just a bit weird. And I would never like, oh, I'm an island person. For some reason, I just don't think of the UK as, like, island people. But we are.
We
And
are.
I think that's why we're so fucking weird.
Yeah.
And, like, involved in ourselves.
I feel like we'd like to be a bit more, similar. We'd like to be similar to other people. Like, for example, France. So, like, there's a real love-hate relationship between us and the French. But let's face it, we look at the French as they're protesting about loads of different shit. And we sit and they go like, mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I saw the other day, it was like tea. There was a complete lack of tea in England. Like,
Really?
yeah, there's like a huge, like, shortage of tea. And then it was on Instagram, and then someone wrote in the comments, like, they're finally going to protest. This is what brings the country down.
Finally. So
Yeah.
ransacking
The French would have protested by now. This is what triggered it.
Yeah, they literally, like, if the UK was inherited, was like, filled with French people, but with the same UK government,
Yeah.
a bomb would have gone off, like
Yeah.
a nuclear bomb would have gone off.
Yorkshire
Like the
tea.
French would have just sat there and just gone like, nope, done, start again.
Here's a north-south divide.
Okay.
Yorkshire tea or PG tips?
PG tips.
Or Twinings.
PG tips.
PG tips.
I always used to be PG tips. But then that might just be because, you know, like, what was it? We grew up quite, I don't know, sort of like on the border between middle class and working class. So PG tips was the tea bags we had. I'm sure my mum would have aspired to Twinings, but she probably looked at the cost of it and just went, no.
Twinings is really nice tea, guys.
Twinings is really nice tea.
Yorkshire tea is just kind of middle of the
But
road.
what do you
PG
have
tips is
now?
middle of the road. I don't drink tea.
Oh, but, oh,
Controversial.
controversial is changed.
I just think it's a bit weak. I want coffee.
Fair.
Right.
Like, if ever I have tea, it's T2 now. I feel like I've, you know, elevated to the point where I'm like, you know, loose leaf.
Loose leaf. Ah,
Yeah.
see, that's posh.
That is posh.
Yeah.
But I think that needs to, that, you know, that means we're near the end of our episode, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, because the outline, I feel like this worked.
It did
so
work.
we'll have to do it a bit more next time.
We might have to do a bit more next
I've
time.
run out.
We've run out.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram.
And,
It's a voice note, not a podcast. On TikTok, it's a voice note, not a podcast.
Yeah.
Our email address is itsavoicenote@gmail.com because we didn't want too many letters.
Yeah.
And you can connect with us any of those ways. Head to our link tree, head to all of our stuff. And yeah, get chatting with us. We would love that if you chatted with us more.
So,
Yeah.
cheers to the quiz. May we be here for many years. We design your clothes. We cut your hair. We cut your film.
Sort of.
Sort of. And all we ask for in return is that you compliment our derriere.
So please do compliment our derriere. Cheers to the quiz. Bye.